Christian CYInterview covering Las Vegas and the world. We are only 11 days away as we continue our road to WrestleMania here in Las Vegas by revisiting some of our best past CYInterview pro wrestling conversations. Today we're going to look back at my CYInterview with WWE Women's Champion multiple times, Trish Stratus.
This is Christian, and you're on CYInterview.com. In this installment of From the CY Archive, I take you back to my 2001 interview with former WWE Women's Champion Trish Stratus. At the time of this interview, Trish was the hottest woman in professional wrestling. Besides her amazing looks, Miss Stratus developed great in-ring mechanics through her entire in-ring career as a professional wrestler. I can remember there were fans and others from the business who envied me for scoring this interview that was played on various wrestling radio programs and run in various wrestling media outlets. So here's that interview with the former WWE Superstar Trish Stratus going back to the year 2 of my interview career.
I'd like to welcome my guest this time. Without a doubt, she's come from a lot. She's come from an injury, and she's the current World Wrestling Federation's Women's Champion. I'd like to welcome my guest this time, Trish Stratus. First off, how are you doing this day?
I'm doing excellent today.
What has it been like coming back from an injury?
Can we get you any louder, do you think?
What?
It's probably because of the connection.
Can you hear me better now?
No, it's kind of like very low.
Can you hear me better now?
Okay, maybe a little bit.
Okay, let me try. Okay, what has it been like coming out of an injury, wrestling on almost every program of late, and winning the WWF Women's Championship at Survivor Series?
A pleasant surprise. Well, coming, obviously, I actually came back, my osteopath, when I was going through rehabilitation, he said to me, you know what, I bet knowing you and your strengths and the way you kind of bounce back, you're going to be stronger than you were when you left. And I kind of think he was right. Obviously the very first match I had back was a tag match with Lita. And I was, a little nervous that day when I found out I had the match, just thinking, okay, this is my first time working on it, let's give it a whirl. And I kind of just had to trust on my doc kind of saying you'd be okay. And I left with a bang. I wanted to come, just before I got injured, I had had a lot of matches, or a couple matches anyway, and I was, kind of feeling that thing, that progress coming and just feeling good about being in the ring and everything. So when I left, I was like, man, I didn't want to lose the momentum. So I was really hoping I could pick up where I left off. So when I went out for that tag match, everything went really well. And at the end of the day, I was like, wow, you know what? I don't feel a thing. No tweaks, no nothing, besides being bumped and bruised. My ankle's fine, though. So, it was kind of like, okay, let's see. And it's really made me aware of my whole strengthening and conditioning thing behind my training. I've really made a good effort to do my stretching and cooling down afterwards the match. And that's really, now it's a preventative thing, and I wrap it every time I go out there. And I was just crossing my fingers that first day, and it's been good ever since.
What broadcasting and commentary experience have you picked up from hosting WF Access with Jonathan Coachman?
What do you say? What?
What kind of broadcasting experience have you picked up?
Well, I've learned, I tell you, the first time I did it, not that I didn't realize, I kind of thought, I'll just go out there and talk, but it's not quite like that. I've learned so much, and, Coach has been really good at, kind of, letting me realize my personality has to come out, and that's what you guys want from me, and it's not necessarily that you need me to be a announcer on that show. You need to, I think what my role there is to deliver the information and sell the product, but they really want my personality to do it because, I think the first couple shows, I did an all right job of sort of pitching the product and whatnot, but it was really flat, and you're like, okay, Trish is missing from this. And I think that's why I was chosen to do this show. It's like, I kind of have a quirky little witty personality, which they, want to see on the show. So now, over time, and it's, of course, just a comfort level, getting used to a new format, getting used to a new program. Obviously I've never done this before. And so getting used to that. And once my comfort level kind of got there, I just sort of, threw my personality in there. And by doing that, it's a lot more fun. And I'm like, I walk away like, oh, okay, that feels better. And if I can make it more conversational and realize, I by still pitching the product and delivering the information, but yet doing it in more conversational tone with my own personality in there, that makes it a good thing. And I've really learned so much, and it's been a great opportunity, especially, it came at a time when I wasn't on TV, so it was really good to still get on TV each week because I was injured, and I could talk about my injury and say, okay, by the way, I'm not on because of my injury. And but it's been really good because it kind of gives me a different side to, I watch the product differently as well because I have to deliver the product a different way, so it's been a really enlightening experience.
What do you think of the turn that WWF has gone right now with bringing Ric Flair in and Jerry Lawler's back now as the announcer for WWF Raw?
I am super, super excited. I think, we got to stick with the basics. I think we know how to do a show. We know how to have attitude in our show, and I think these last few shows have brought back a lot more attitude. And these people we're bringing into the show have a lot of attitude. That is perfect for our show. I think Lawler. He didn't look like he missed a beat, and I think he adds so much to the show, and I think he's terrific for business. So he is just, he needs to be there. He really makes a difference in the show. And as a fan listening to the show with Jerry on commentary, we see the show differently. I think we perceive things differently because he presents it to us in a certain way that only the King can. And I think I'm very excited to have him back on board. And Ric Flair is classic. I was watching as I completely was a mark. I was a big fan, and I saw him and I was like, oh my God! And if I react like that, I can only imagine how the fans did. And for example, this week on Access, we showed WrestleMania 8, which was Flair versus Savage, and just going back and remembering that charisma and what he brings to the ring, his presence in the ring, which was totally evident just on Monday, his very first. You're just like, man, what a pro when you saw him out there. And, he fits in perfectly, and it's going to be so great, especially to see the interaction between him and Vince. It's going to be absolutely classic, and so I'm so excited to see, these new, and it's very exciting to have, those are like two people that are going to lay good foundations for a new way of programming, I think, and so they're good foundations to, go upwards and onwards with.
Are you excited about WrestleMania being in Toronto, Canada this year?
No. I'm just kidding. That's the obvious question. I'm very excited. Not only that it's in my hometown, and that gives the opportunity for family and friends to come and see the show itself, but also to see me perform. I'm also very excited now, as of late, just having the championship. It's like that gives me, motivation, and I want to be in that picture for that, for that championship match at WrestleMania. And I can't think of a better time or place to hold that belt up, in front of a hometown crowd. That'd be a wonderful thing. So that's even more exciting to me. And it's just exciting to be in the run, not only in my hometown, but for WrestleMania. And to be, actually, I've never been in the picture for the Women's Championship around that WrestleMania, which is like the biggest event of the year. And to know that I could possibly play a role in that huge event is very, very exciting.
Tell me about your trip to the WWF Divas and Heathen's. What was it like making that video and the magazine?
Amazing. We've done 3 of them so far, and it's like it just gets better every time because we've gotten to the point now where we're really familiar with each other. The models, or rather the divas, we all know each other. We all know the photographers really well. We know the makeup artists really well. So we've all not only worked with them, but we know each other well. So we're on that level where we're comfortable, we're familiar with each other. Everyone knows each other's styles. So that's a really good thing. There's always that, weird feeling when you go to something new and it's like, well, let's see how this goes. And the unfamiliarity is gone, which is great. And it just literally, it's a huge team effort. It takes, so many little elements to come together. The TV crew, the cameras, the makeup people, the lighting guys, everything has to come together for it to be good. And because we know each other so well, it's like we can tweak everything for each other's, to make it better for each other. And it was so much fun. It was like, don't get me wrong, it was a lot of work. We really, 4 in the morning you get up, and, when the sun goes down, okay, finally you're done. But don't forget there's TV stuff still now, and, it's a really, really long day. And you know that going there, though. You know, okay, wait, it's going to be a big, long day. We're not going to sleep much, and we've got to get up and still look beautiful. But it was a lot of fun because especially when you see the finished product, and, so we've seen the finished product of what we're capable of doing. And I know this year is going to be even better and really a lot hotter. And, we got a lot more sponsors, bikinis and bathing suits. So, the bikini, that's one thing when you have a girl in a bikini, but there's a lot more personality, I think, now with, all of us being really, I think the divas are a lot more established now, too. So our pictures can have a lot more personality, and it's just going to be great. And, just you learn as you go. And so now it's going to be a really, really good one this time.
Did you like your experience with working with the Weakest Link and Ann Robinson and the other WWF superstars?
Yeah, I'm a huge game show and game board freak. I play game boards all the time. I love it. So when I heard I was on, I was so excited. I was reading Trivial Pursuit cards to get ready for it. Just totally psyched about it. And it's neat to me to think wow, I'm on a show that's mainstream and NBC's audience is, I'm sure, different from our audience, and in addition to our audience watching it as well. So it was really exciting, and it was great. It was a blast because we were with each other, with which was cool. And it's fun because we're kind of, we're out of character, somewhat, believe me. There's a lot of character in that show, but we're a little bit out of character, so we can kind of, bug each other, and we don't often get that chance to interact with each other as characters, from the show. So it's kind of neat to see, like, different people interact, which normally they might not. And Anne was a great person. She is a character in herself. I said to her, I'm like, you know what? You got to come on our show, girl. she needs to be a great character on our show. And I met her afterwards, and she was, great. Just she kind of dropped her little gimmick a little bit there, and I took a picture with her, and I was just such a fan of hers, and I thought she does a great job out there, portraying a character, which I know we all do. So it was kind of neat to see. I think she was amused by us too. I think she thought, what a bunch of characters these guys are. So it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it.
What do you think the role of a WWF Diva is?
I'm sorry?
What do you think the role of a WWF Diva is in wrestling?
I think that we have to be able to portray a number of roles. I think we need to go out there and, of course, be divas and be beautiful and provide that, element of TNA to a certain degree. We have to go out there and we're put in a position where we become role models for women, so we have to also be aware of that, and I think we really are. I think the company's really aware of that as well, so I think nowadays you're seeing us more active in the ring, and I think we represent a lot more as far as, we're sports entertainers. We go out there and we do our thing in the ring as well, and we do it good, and it's not just like once in a while. I mean, we're showing you that we can do our stuff so much that you believe it now, and you're like, wow, and you realize what we do. I mean, it's tough to go out there and, fight, but yet, on the next scene you're looking beautiful and, sexy. So it's a tough thing, and it's a tough balance, I think, for us to achieve. But I think we in the company do a really good job of doing that, knowing that there's younger girls out there, looking up to us as role models, and older women. I mean, you name their age, they're looking at us like that. So I think our role is to go out there and portray strong, dominant females, and just going out there and getting a job done and knowing what we want and going out and getting it. So, I mean, me, myself, at least, that's what I try and do. I try to, show that you can be strong and you can believe in what you want to believe in and go for whatever goal you want to go for, and you can get it. That's what we try and portray out there, and I hopefully that comes across.
What is your feeling when many new faces started showing up from WCW and ECW? What was your feeling that there was a bigger roster and there's now more competition for TV time and things like that?
I didn't really think of it like competition for TV time. I thought what we have here is a new handful of very, very talented people. And, I mean, not only have they proved themselves in the other companies, they already are established in what we do. It's not just like someone like, okay, let's give, Joe a try here. Let's see if he can handle this. Like, they know what it's like to be on TV. They know what it's like to be on the road. So there's not any trial period, which is great. So we have a built-in, ready-to-go characters. Like, okay. And so for me, that just was, I looked at it like there's exciting opportunities to see talent from that show interact with talent from our show, which we've never seen before, and we never had that opportunity to see that. And I think that was a great opportunity to see, like, so much talent on that show that we've brought to this show, and it's just a matter of interjecting them into our own style and into our storylines, and I think we've done a great job of that. And it was exciting to know that there was all these new characters that were used to doing their thing out there and doing it well. And how it was just a matter of fitting them into the WWF show and into the programming, and I was just excited, and I think it's been really exciting to see everyone come into our show.
What's it like working with the McMahons in the storyline, just working with them every single day with your character and everything else?
It was wonderful. I learned so much. I attribute to where I am today as far as experience-wise. I mean, I feel like I've been doing this for 5 years almost, just because, I feel like I learned so much. I was like on a fast track with them, like to learn firsthand how to, I'm doing pre-tapes with Vince McMahon. I'm watching the way he's doing it. I'm watching Stephanie cut a promo out there, and I'm responding to her. And, working in the ring, I was given the opportunity to work with, a number of the top talent by being in that storyline. So, they literally, the people at that top and the people in charge, like the McMahons, are where they are because they are just that damn good. And, I'm working side by side with them, so there's just no other, I can't say there's no other opportunity that I can think of that would give me that type of first-hand experience like that. So I learned so much, and I really felt like I, quickened my learning because I was there up with them, and I thank God for that experience. It was the most wonderful experience I could ever have, and it's really helped me get to where I am right now.
What do you have to say to those girls out there that actually do look up to you and want to be wrestlers one day? What advice would you give to them?
Well, my advice is, it's pretty funny because I can't really. It's not like there's not a certain set way of doing it to become a wrestler, that's for sure. I mean, if you ask every diva, there's certainly a different story for each of us on how we got here. So all I can say is that, and it's sort of a principle that I followed in school, and it's a principle I follow now, is just, preparedness meets opportunity. And what you need to do is any opportunity that comes up, you need to be prepared for it and take full advantage of it. So, I mean, study your craft very well. I mean, even when I was going to med school, I mean, I did the volunteer work. I did working in the hospital on the weekends. I did the studying and the extracurricular reading I needed to do. So everything I did, led up to one package that I can present to med school, and hopefully they'd accept. So in this scenario, it's the same thing. I started training on my own before they called. I worked on, I want to walk the walk and talk the talk. I thought about a character, not just being a girl out there. I wanted to be a character out there, so I thought about different ways of. So it's like you need to study each element of the craft or of the industry itself, and realize that you need to be able to be really good at each one of them. So break it down, study it each, and the same basic principle is you need to take little baby steps and to achieve your final goal. So it's you need to take each step and conquer each step and get to the next bigger one, and just study your craft really well. And of course I want to say that if anyone does want to do that, you must be able to go to wrestling school and have all that as your background as well. But I can't really give an actual A to B example, A to B pass for anybody. But it's the same principles. Like to achieve your goals, you got to try really hard and give it 110%.
Final comments, and thank you very much again.
Well, just as the new WWF Women's Champ, I just want to continue to deliver action and continue to deliver satisfaction.
Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
For CYInterview.com, I'm Chris Yandek.